Hey guys, welcome to ArkLaTex Artistry, where we explore the arts in our area. So today's stream is going to be a little different. I currently do not have an interview for you guys this week because I got rather sick and I didn't have time to set up one. So we're gonna just have some discussions about some things. We're gonna talk mainly about upcoming events, and then I'm gonna go over some um, art organizations that are important for artists and important for the public to know about, as well as the art directory and how to get your artist friends um, and yourself, if you're an artist, signed up for that directory. So you guys, can get involved, at least for the Northwest Louisiana area. I do not think that Arkansas or Texas have a directory like this, and if they do, please let me know about it. I would like to inform those parts of our viewing area about opportunities that they have in their area. So, you can either email me or shoot me a message on Facebook about those kinds of directories if there are artist directories in those areas. Um, but first, we're going to go over upcoming events. We got a lot of events coming up. Um, some very important ones, and some artist exhibitions that are going to be really good. Saw some of the art and the press releases they sent us, and they were phenomenal talent. So let's go over and let's talk about those. Um, so this one is an interesting one. They're holding a medieval fair at Caddo Common Park, and it's gonna be it's Shreveport Regional Arts Council talking about talking about organizations that are good for resource for artists. Shreveport Regional Arts Council is hosting this today at 1 p.m. and I think it goes till 4, so it's a short little event. It's free to go to. They're going to be having real medieval crafts that you can craft to take home. There's going to be calligraphy craft, leather working, heraldry. I'm not sure what that is. Sword fighting, that's fun. And more things to come. So it's going to have kind of a medieval feel. I really am hoping for something like this to blossom more. That's one thing that we definitely lack, at least in our part of the viewing area here in Shreveport, Bossier area, is we don't have like a Renaissance fair or a medieval fair, um, really in our area. So this would be a great thing to have. I hope that people that are interested in having this kind of thing go and support. Go and support the medieval fair today at 1 p.m. It's at again Caddo Common Park. That's near downtown, near Shreveport Regional Arts Council's Art Council building. So it's really close. So it's like slightly behind it. It's a nice little park too, and they get a stage and everything. So if you're willing to bear with any of the heat we might have today, go check them out. Go support, and learn some of these leatherworking and stuff. That I've always wanted to learn leatherworking, but I always like I like touching in any medium. Really, like leatherworking definitely is one of the ones I've considered before, and sword fighting is just cool. So why not, right? Okay. Also, another thing today that's happening, Rhythm and Blooms is going to be happening at the Shreveport Green Urban Farm today. It's going to be a family-friendly event. They're going to have a performing artist. Let's see, it's going to be Jaquan Davis. So that should be fun. It's going to be for fan. It's going to be live performances, refreshing snacks and drinks. They're going to be having a seed giveaway table, so that's fun for especially gardening. By the way, gardening is an art, so don't ever deny that it is. It's an art form in itself. There's going to be a potting station. They're going to have many gardening lessons. plant a seed in their farm garden to help them, with the urban farm. So that's just generally going to be a fun event, especially people who have green thumbs. This is definitely something to check out for you. And why not go out and enjoy that with everybody, with friends and family. Um, if you don't know where Shreveport Green is, it's 1034 Sprague Street. And this event's going to be going on from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So when it's starting, I think that's the time when it's about starting to cool off a little bit um, from the heat of the day, starting to go down there. So definitely check that out. Additionally, tomorrow, we talked about this a little bit before. There is going to be, they're kicking off food truck nights at the far end district. This is kind of a new forming district in down near downtown Shreveport. You would probably recognize that building that's kind of got all the graffiti on it near the interstate if you're around our area a lot. Um, Below in that area, there's this road where a lot of older downtown area buildings are. Well, there's been a few businesses starting to form there, and they have a new sculpture uh, to take pictures with, and there's a new uh, art park there where graffiti artists can come and paint whatever they want on the walls. Um, and there's some really great graffiti artists that are currently have art in that. So definitely go check that out. Fun Duck and Ben Moss definitely are two people uh, employed. Definitely two of the artists that have already have art up there, and their work is phenomenal. So definitely go check that out if you get the chance. It's pretty much free just to drive up and go look. Um, but they're holding this at the 11 events. That's in that district from 6 to 10 p.m. That's tomorrow, and they're going to have food trucks. They said coolers and pets and lawn chairs are welcome if you want to just come hang out. So you can bring your pet and get to try food trucks. So, yeah, don't miss that. That's 1529 Texas Avenue. Another really big thing. Artport was a long running exhibition, long term exhibitions that was held at the Shreveport Regional Airport. Well, right now they're about to have um, an opening night for their re-kickoff. It's been years since they've done this, but they're re-kicking off their exhibitions. And this time they're not going to just include 2D sculptures. They're also including, or 2D paintings, but they're also including sculptures and large-scale mural work at this exhibition. A lot of artists were chosen. It's going to be a great event. It's free to go to this opening, and it's going to be it's going to be an experience, that's for sure. They're holding it at the airport. So, if you want to have a nice day, dress up cool, go out and enjoy an art exhibition, it's free to go to. They always are. And you can see the art before they install them completely on the walls. You meet the artists that are involved and see what the theme. The theme this year is in Southern Dimension, so it's all about showcasing Shreveport Bossier and our culture and art here. So it should definitely be a fun event. That's June 5th, and it's going to go from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And that's, again, at the Shreveport Regional Airport, 5103 Hollywood Avenue. Now, it's also good to see the airport getting involved again uh, with the arts and the culture. I feel like it's a great place for people to come in and see the art as a gateway in a gateway area. Like people that have never been to our city have to come here for business or have to come here for some other reason. Get a chance to look at the art in our area and maybe just get an idea of what the culture is like in our area, even if it's only a brief stay. If they don't have the chance to go to any of our cultural areas, making the airport a cultural area is a great idea, in my opinion. All right. So, one of the art exhibitions I was talking about that's coming up is Derek Savas. He does acrylic painting, impressionism, acrylic paintings, a very beautiful color. But then he also makes ceramic art, and he uses the same technique in his paintings on his ceramic art, and he carries that through from his art to his ceramic work in a more textile usable format, which is really cool. I've seen a bit of his work so far. It's really good stuff. Definitely would suggest it. They're having his opening reception at the Bossier Arts Council June 6th. It's going to be opening alongside the next artist I'm going to talk about. Both of their work is phenomenal. But yeah, so definitely stop in on that. You can meet him while at the opening reception. Buy his art if you decide you like it, or meet other artists and other art lovers that will be mingling at that event. And those again, that event is free, and he's going to be hanging alongside uh, Dyra Turner, and her exhibition, The Inner Realms, is going to be in another gallery in the same building, same opening and reception day. Her stuff is really pretty. It's got a fantastical feel to it, and it's about exploring like their own inner experiences, um, anyone's inner experiences, hers and others. Um, she uses oil paint, and she also does glass mosaic. I haven't had the opportunity to see her glass mosaic work, but I look forward to checking it out. Hopefully, I can make it to that event and you can meet her. She actually works as an administrative assistant at Bossier Arts Council, and is an artist herself, which actually often happens. Artists often end up working for our organizations. Um, it's a good way to be in your profession and earn a good, stable income. Because as we know, working artists it can be difficult to earn a stable income and do that. But there's ways to do it when you find positions like the nonprofits who support artists, and then also support artists by giving them jobs, which is a great thing. Anyways, so definitely, so her work is blends of themes of transformation and imagination. And she creates pieces that reflect personal growth and invite viewers to connect with their own experiences. So again, June 6th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Bossier Arts Council is 630 Barksdale Boulevard. That's in the East Bank. The East Bank District, I definitely suggest going and checking that out, especially if you're in Bossier City. And if you haven't been to East Bank and you live in Bossier City, you're missing out, guys, because that place is really cool. They have great nightlife. They have host great art events. They have a like area for where people can play live music. They got a few areas actually, two at least that the people can play live music. Zombie Walks held there every year, and it's just a great venue. They have markets all the time in the plaza there. There's great food. Bojack's. So there's an axe throwing place. Because who doesn't want to, have a few drinks and throw axes with friends? Just saying. Also, there's a snowball place there. From the woman who runs it is from New Orleans. And here, as a matter of fact, I'm going to click on this. The woman that runs it, the snowball place is from New Orleans, and they're New Orleans style snowballs. And she's open all throughout the year. Some of the time with limited times because during winter, not many people are gonna want snowballs, but some people still do. So she still does have opening times. But yeah, it's a really cool place. Flying Heart Brewery is over there as well. There's a few other food places that are in that area, but definitely go there for Hurricane Alley if you like live bands, especially. Yeah, check it out. Check out Bourgeois Arts Council. It's right. It's right there in the same area. So Into the Fourth Dimension is Seventh Tap's fourth is their anniversary party. So they're gonna be having Shay Life, I think, or Shay Lift, and Holy Witch is gonna be playing. I got to hear Holy Witch play at Zombie Walk, mentioning Zombie Walk before, and they're really cool, very psychedelic, like rock metalish. They have a really unique trancey sound. I would suggest checking them out if you go to this event. It's going to be June 7th is when this event's happening. And Seventh Tap is a great brewery. They have done a lot of art and like D&D. Like they let people come in and do events at their location. You know, they're very big supporters of the local arts scene. Um, so they're a great location. They're one of those organizations. I did one kind. It's a business, but it's definitely one I wanted to talk about. If you have ideas for like an art event or something, you just got to talk to them. They'll probably be up for whatever you want and let you use their space. And they got a really cool space. So yeah, definitely support them back. You know, they do a lot of supporting for the arts. They're also going to be have barbecue on site, so that's cool. Looks like Chef Tab Singleton of Fat Tab's Barbecue is a semifinalist from one of Texas Monthly's top 50 barbecue spots outside of Texas. Is going to be there. So, yeah, competitive level barbecue. There's a chance to try some. Yeah, check out the event to find out what their tickets are going to cost for this one. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. All right. Barksdale is holding Art Fest. I think they've started kicking off doing more art stuff at Barksdale. I think this is cool. I'm glad to see the base getting involved in some art and culture stuff as well. June 7th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 201 Langley Drive, Barksdale Air Force Base. They're going to be holding this event. So if you're on the base, I'm not sure if you have to be. You probably need to have a base pass at least to go to this event. So don't try to go there unless you're for sure you can actually go to it. But this is really cool, guys. They're going to have fun, good food, and the best art of the Barksdale community. So that's really cool. They're going to have a judged art show, live crafting tables and artist demos, food trucks, and a bouncy house. And that's just awesome. I'm glad to see Barksdale Air Force Base getting involved in art. You know, I'm sure they have a lot of great artists there. If you're from Barksdale, feel free to reach out to me about talking to me about your art. You know, even if you're not from the area and you just live here because you're just you're stationed, you're still part of our community. You're welcome to show your art here too. All right. Art and Ales is also going to be happening at Flying Heart Brewery on June 10th. So that just seems like a fun event. Flying Heart's a great place. They've partnered a lot with Bossier Arts Council in art things. So they also have pizzas and other things that they make at that event, at Flying Heart. So it's a cool little nice place to go and have a drink and try their beer's pretty good. I'm not much of a beer person, but I actually enjoy some of them. So yeah, go check that out. That's gonna be 700 Barksdale Boulevard, and that's again June 10th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Flying Heart Brewery, and that's in the East Bank as well, since we were discussing the East Bank some. So, artist I've actually covered a little bit in my writing, not so much interviews. She's video shy, but Irene Gallion is going to be having an artist showcase at Lake Street Gallery Another organization, they're connected to the Agora Borealis, which is a local art shop, an art boutique, and crafts. So if you make things locally and you would like to put your stuff in a shop, uh, check out Agora Borealis, talk to the owner. She'll look over your work and pick things that she wants to put in her shop. It's a great opportunity. I've sewed a few things myself. Mostly my wood burns do well there. And some of my wands, because I make wood wands as well. They did well at this location, but they also run the Lake Street Gallery. When Irene Gallion, who is actually, she was the winner, visual winner of Critical Mass this year. Her art is phenomenal. It talks a lot about like I feel a lot of nostalgia for childhood when looking at her work. She uh, does a lot of like looks like notebook paper on the backgrounds and like sticky notes and it has a lot of like childhood nostalgia in her work. I would definitely go check it out if you hadn't seen it. It's worth seeing. And she's gonna have this to discuss. It's her work is known and what it says here for her emotional clarity and visual simplicity, making space for connection and conversation. So yeah, definitely go check her out. She's gonna be there with her work, showcasing it and having discussions with people. June 12th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Lake Street Gallery. That is 412 Lake Street, and that's right down, a little bit down from the Agora, and they're all connected to each other. So yeah, definitely check out Irene Gallion too. If you haven't seen Irene Gallion's work before, look her up. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram mostly, I believe. So another big event, and this is it's a little bit of ways from now, but I wanted to talk about Art-ish. It's a Juneteenth art exhibition, visual, culinary, craft makers. There's going to be mental health awareness and health consciousness stuff going on there too, and it's an opportunity to establish cultural identity and create conversations for the communities, and it's really displaying black artists and the amazing work that they do in our area. So definitely go check out Artish. It's a great exhibition. They hold it every year for Juneteenth. Um, but yeah, and it's going to be from June 14th to June 15th, and 12 p.m. on June 14th is when it starts. It's going to be held at the Riverview Hall in downtown Shreveport. That is 626 Commerce Street. All right. Now, the biggest event that we got going on coming up is Artini 2025. This one is the one of the biggest art events that happen every year. Um, it is the fundraising for Bossier Arts Council, and they do a lot for not just Bossier artists. They do a lot for Shreveport artists. They do a lot for artists in just general who are willing to come and get involved with what they do. They are very supportive. When I first started as a professional artist, they were very supportive of me. They also do a lot with student artists, like talented art students. They even like match the student with like mentors that are professional artists and help them do their own. They do their own art show and everything. It's a great place, and it's a worthy of the intention. Artini is held every year where they hold a competition for martinis from local businesses, and everybody votes on what the best martini is, and that business gets spotlighted. Um, but all those funds go to the Bossier Arts Council and all of what they do. So they do a lot of programming that costs a lot of money. And so this fundraiser is one of the ways they are able to continue to do those things So if you like to see art in your area, you like to see the programming that's going on, um, and you want arts to be supported, then these kind of events are important for our area to have, not just for professional adult artists, but also for students who are creative, or even if they don't become a professional artist, but let them explore their creativity. It's a great place for it. So, if you can't, I'm not sure how many tickets they have left. They're $107. They do sales at the beginning where it's only like 60 or 70, but right now I think since it's so close to the event, I don't think they're holding any more sales. But it's worth it. The gala event is a fun night to have. This year they're holding a theme where called monochrome, so you dress up all in one color and a jazz on the one jazzy theme. So monochrome jazzy, that should be fun. I'm gonna be there. Me and my husband already have our outfits planned out, so that'll be fun. I'm gonna be taking a lot of pictures while I'm at the event, and I'll be sharing them on my Facebook page, which I'll show you guys a little bit on my Facebook page later, so that you can get connected to me if you want to follow me. Additionally, this is at Live Casino this year. And we know Live Casino recently opened up. They've actually done a bit for local art, which is really cool for the casino scene. They commissioned local artists to hang up their art permanently in a permanent collection at Live. They've also been hosting live painting parties and stuff for Artini. So they're getting involved, not with just Bossier Arts Council, but they also did some work with Shreveport Regional Arts Council as well. So definitely support Bossier Arts Council and Artini. And if you want to donate to them, just reach out to them if you're interested in helping out. Or volunteer. They may need volunteers. And that'll give you a chance to go to the event without having to pay that steep ticket price. All right, guys. So we were talking about here. Let me go. We're talking about my Facebook page. So if you want to reach out to me, this is a great place to do it. If you have ideas, for some of you who haven't watched before, maybe just now watching for the first time, I usually hold a weekly interview with a local artist or organization or events that are related to arts. Here on my page, and I cover all sorts of arts, food, film, fashion, literary, writing, all of that is art as well as visual art. So I hold that every week. Weekends, Saturdays at noon usually, and then Wednesdays at 11 I have a recap of the Saturday show. But you can follow me on Facebook if you would like. Look up Brittney Hazelton, and you'll see Sysica, or look up Sysica even, Sysica. And you'll find this page. This is my professional page. It's also my art page. It's my journalist page, because I am a journalist here at KSLA. I mostly write digital articles. So you may find some of my digital content both not only on my section for ArkLaTex Artistry, but sometimes I write stuff for the crime or other local news. Like if it's breaking news, there's a possibility I've written it. Me and 4 other digital content producers, we're pretty much the ones that keep all the articles written and manage the Facebook pages for KSLA. So sometimes you see us posting things on KSLA. It might have been one of us. Possibly me, that had posted it, because that's just my primary job. But yeah, follow me here if you want to see my pictures of local art events that I go to, discussions I had. I sometimes post clips of my interviews. I also post my art, so you'll find that I post art, videos. I also share other artists' art, so not just my art. So other local artists' art sometimes. Now, something I wanted to talk to you guys, especially artists that are involved here. If you're an artist or if you're just interested in learning about the massive amount of artists that we have in our area, and I'm talking massive amount of talented artists, we've had critics, national critics, say that our place is very underappreciated for the amount of talent we have. We have artists. We have a scene that is equivalent to big scenes like Dallas or New Orleans, according to what critics have told me. That's equatable talent. That's a pretty amazing thing to have. It's just people don't seem to know much about it. So what I would suggest is this site, Culturalist. This is for artists especially. You can sign up for the art directory. You go to the site, culturalist.com, and go to explore. And then you can find all these areas here where you can explore their talents in their areas. And of course, we here, sadly, there's not much in Texas or Arkansas. But if you know of a directory that is involved in those areas, please let me know. Inform me. But if you go to Northwest Louisiana, you'll see just a lot of visual artists. Can be searched, found on this site. Not only visual artists, but there's going to be, for artists, there's grants and opportunities that you can learn about on the site. You can learn about other artists. If you do anything with Shreveport Regional Arts Council, you need to have a directory on this site to be involved in that stuff. So it's good to just get signed up, and it's free. So you would just sign up at the top. You'll see there's a little button up there. You can't see it on my screen, but there's a little button up there, and you can sign up. And you can go through and just see visual artists. Like here we got Katie Arnold. I've never seen her stuff before, or maybe I have. But look at that's beautiful work. Absolutely amazing painting here. And her work is just phenomenal. And you can learn about different artists in our area just from going to the site and just clicking around and seeing what they do. And her work, beautiful. And she is from Easton, Pennsylvania, and is relocated in Shreveport now. So that's really cool to know. You have their bios. You can learn about them. Their personal websites are usually linked. So if you see someone's art that you really like and you want to buy some art, or you just want to get connected to them, that's a great way to do it. But yeah, definitely check out Cultural Analyst. Even if you're an artist that is shy about putting your work out there, you don't have to talk to anybody to do this. You just get it up, upload some of your art, make a bio, and then you have it, and when you're ready to step out into the art, that's the way to do it. And then you can meet other artists that way. So guys, if you ever want to watch my videos, my interviews that I have with other artists, or see my art-related or food-related articles that I write with my interviews, you could go right here to this little hamburger menu, and it'll take you to a podcast section. Here, let me pull this over a little. You could go to this hamburger menu, go to community, or podcast here, and then ArkLaTex Artistry. And there's my artistry page. So you can find all my articles. We also have my videos. So I have clips that I sometimes take of this podcast, and I'll use them in my articles so that people can get a little bit of a clip of me actually talking about it. If I don't get a chance to interview somebody, I will do that. Like last week, or the week before, last week we interviewed the owner of Bears, because they were holding Bears Fest, and there was a lot of local musicians playing, art vendors going on there. And that was a great interview with him. But I also like to discuss, I I like talking to cultural groups like the Vampire Court of Shreveport, which is an interesting group. Some of the local DJs that make their own music. You can learn a lot about a lot of the artists by just watching these. Even if it's about an event that was coming up, you can still learn about the artist by watching the interviews if the event's already passed. So they're worth checking out if you're interested in the arts. All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in and talking to me. I know this what didn't have an interview this week, but I decided, I'm gonna at least talk about, what can be done. I wanted to also mention I'm gonna do a short break, and then I'm gonna go over some of the art resources in our areas that I know about that you guys should get involved with or get connected to, or places you may not know exists that exists in our area. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So here's that short commercial break, and then we'll be back right afterwards. Okay, guys, thanks for staying after the little short commercial break we had there. Um, I'm going to go over some of these art, like cultural places that we want to talk about um, that you may not know about in our area yet. And if you do, that's wonderful. I hope maybe you just need a little reminder about their existence. So, give me a second. Here we go. We're gonna talk first. I'm gonna talk about one of the big ones, um, Shreveport Regional Arts Council. Here's their website. Now, when I say regional, if you're in Louisiana and you're in our viewing area, Shreveport Regional Arts Council is the arts council that's over your area, more than likely. Um, they do a lot. They hold a massive. They host Art Space is their main gallery. It's on Texas Street in downtown. There's a lot of great art that is in there. A lot of like very well known artists have hung their stuff there. Um, you can get involved in their programs. They have a lot of for artists, um, artist calls, artist grants, links to the directory, and you just go to shrevearts.org to learn all of this. They also have fellowship awards every year. It's a it's a very important resource um, to get involved professionally as an artist. So definitely take Shreveport Regional Arts Council and Art Space are great places to be involved in. Norton Art Gallery has been around for since the 60s, 62 or so. They've been around for quite a long time. They were before they had their gallery space and botanical gardens. Um, they had a art foundation, but definitely check out them. They host art shows. They have great permanent collection of art that like Rodin, really famous world renowned artist art is at this location, and a lot of people don't know it exists, but it's right in the middle of South Highlands in Shreveport, and they have 40 acres of like the botanical gardens, the building itself. It's 40 acres of land right there. It's just this park in the middle of the city that a lot of people don't know about. And their location is absolutely beautiful. I did an interview with them. If you want to see the inside of their building, I did some of the, like, you can see footage and video that I shot there. Bossier Arts Council, right across the river from us. They will often work with, a lot of the stuff they do is kind of, I wouldn't say it's the same things as Shrek does. Shrek mostly deals with professional artists, while Bossier Arts Council helps emerging artists and student artists a lot. But they also help professional artists. I connect to them if you can. Follow them on any social media platforms that you can. And they post when they're having gallery shows and when they have art events coming up. So it's a great way to get connected. We also have I have a list here. Some other art places you may not know about. Organizations. Blank Stage is one I recently learned about. They help writers and theater performing. They do theater performances and they help writers that are local with projects and things. They're a nonprofit. And again, that's Blank Stage. Texarkana Arts Council. I haven't had the chance to get in contact with them, but they do exist. There is a Texarkana Arts Organization. So, guys, in your Texarkana area, you guys have great art there, and I feel like we need to explore that more. So, if you're an artist in Texarkana and you would like to talk to me, let me know. Reach out. Um, you can email me at Brittney.Hazelton at KSLA.com and send me some of your art and let's have a conversation and maybe get you on here in an interview sometime. Another great art organization, and this is in Arkansas, is Magnolia Arts Council in the town of Magnolia, Arkansas. They do a lot. They have a heavy theater program. Like, they have visual arts, but they have a very heavy theater community in Magnolia, surprisingly. So get connected with them, though, if you're an artist in that area and you would like some resources. Louisiana State Exhibition Museum. That's near the fairgrounds. That building is a historic building built by a famous architect. It also hosts local art exhibitions. It has this historical arts exhibition that's there, and the historical exhibition. But they also, in one of their wings, hold art opening receptions and host artists all the time. So that place is a great place to follow on social media if you get the chance as well. Additionally, we got, talking about art groups. There are 2 art groups I know for a fact are in our area, in Shreveport Bossier. And I know that there are some of the artists that are in one of those groups, at least, is from, like, outside of the area. But that's Lab Rat Arts, which is my art group I've been part of since I've gotten into this art community. And Manifest. Manifest on Tuesdays, they hold art events where they invite people to come and jam with them and make visual art at the same time. It's a lot of musicians and visual artists coming together and creating things. And they'll set random events on a Tuesday just at a random location. So you got to kind of follow them to know when these events are going to pop up out of nowhere. I want to throw a little support out for the Shreveport Symphony Orchestra. It's nice to have something like that here. And they're all very talented people. So there's an entire building. You can check out their tickets, and they have shows all the time. Them and the Opera House, the Shreveport Opera, and the Shreveport Little Theater, which is a great theater for our local community. It is also, interesting fact, Shreveport Little Theater is the oldest, longest running theater, like performance theater, in America. So that's a cool fact if you didn't know it. And they have continuously ran programming for over 100 years. So that's kind of crazy. But it's one of those cool things I learned like a year ago, and I was like, why didn't I know about this? But definitely support them and go see some theater plays. And also, another good theater play, East Bank Theater, is in Bossier Arts Council. They also hold performances there. If you're interested and you have a play written and you want to perform your play at their place, you just need to reach out to them, and they'll help you set up and use their stage. So it's a great opportunity for theater people, for both actors and screenplay writers and directors. So that's something, that's a resource for the performing arts. And also, Bossier Parish Community College has an amazing theater program. They have a great theater area, and they also do film screenings there sometimes. So it's worth reaching out to them as well, if you're interested. And they do a lot of it's mostly the programming done from the students there, but I have seen them do film screenings for things outside of their school. So you never know what is possible until you reach out to somebody. Also, Marshall Arts Council in Marshall, Texas. I've interviewed them before. They're a great community. You know, they are also collaborating with martial arts in that area. I think that's very interesting. It's taking visual arts and martial arts, which I guess in a way is a kind of a performing and art in its own right, is martial arts, right? And they collaboratively have done things together this year or last year near the end of the year. So check out, if you're in Marshall, Texas, or just in Texas in general, they do cover a few counties. So go check out Marshall Arts Council. All right, guys. Oh, also a new art venue, or kind of a event venue is popping up that I never knew about, called Squire Group After Dark. There's a little art venue. There's a little venue they have in Shreveport, and the guy's parents just gave him the business, and he's running with it. He wants to do more art events. I saw recently they did an open mic night. So I plan on interviewing him very soon, as long with another organization that is about Lego building and creative Lego building parties for kids, which is a great way to explore STEM and building and get those creative juices running for, at a young age. I'm going to be having conversations with them and a newly published author here soon. So look forward to those interviews in the next few Saturdays coming up. All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in and listening to me ramble without a weekly interview like I usually have. But when you come here, usually you will find that I have a weekly interview. And, with an artist or art organization. So I hope you guys stop in every Saturday at noon. Is usually what I'm streaming here on this platform. Sometimes I'll go live on YouTube. I don't usually do, but I decided to today. So if you're watching from YouTube, thank you for stopping in. Um, if you want to see or know when my stream is happening, you just go to our website and go to the live player. Or you can get the app and I will do a push notification before my stream on Saturdays. Um, all right, guys, if you're an artist, remember to email me, Brittney.Hazelton at KSLA.com. If you have art story ideas or if you're wanting to come on here and have a conversation with me on my podcast. Um, Remember, guys, like, follow, and share other artists' work or support your artist friends. Even if you can't buy their work, maybe you can't afford it, the least you can do is make a comment, let them know how much you love their stuff, and share it on social media. Because supporting artists is important and it really can impact people to continue creating art. So if you love seeing their stuff, then you want to encourage them to keep making their stuff, right? That goes for all arts. Music, listen to their music, follow them, tell them how much you love their stuff. You know, buy it if you can buy it. Buy their gear, support them in any way you can, because art is a huge. It's impactful to our culture. It gives an identity to cities and to areas, and it builds culture and beauty. So it's something that I'm always trying to encourage you guys to do, and I hope you get involved in your art communities. A lot of people say there's not much to do here. That's not true. If you've watched my show enough, you know that there's an event almost every weekend, sometimes just in every day. There's stretches where there's an event every other day during a week. There's a festival or exhibition or a show. Um, our area has a lot to offer, and it's a matter of getting to know it and getting involved. And I think the difficulty is most people don't know where to look. You follow the pages that I have shown you, some of the pages I've shown you on this show, you'll know because those events will pop up on your feed constantly. You'll learn about them. You'll have something to do all the time. It's just a matter of getting connected. All right, guys. Thank you again for talking or for sitting with me. I'll see you guys next Saturday at noon, and then I will recaps on Wednesdays at 11. All right. Keep exploring the arts in our area. And thank you for watching ArkLaTex Artistry.